Guys, backlinks are, I've heard, it seems almost unanimous. I don't think it's 100% unanimous, but it seems almost unanimous that people agree that backlinks are going to be a contributing factor to your website ranking, and also that your the ranking of your website is going to, or the ranking of your GMBs are going to be influenced by the strength of your website. So this is kind of a 2-for-1 special. When you get your website to rank organically, you get kind of this like side benefits of you can make it easier to rank your GMBs too. So you can also influence the ranking of your GMBs by talking about the things that you want to rank for on your website, right? And that doesn't just mean the keywords. It can mean the cities. Like it could be some little suburb. You run your heat map and you say, hey, I'm not really ranking really well in this like neighborhood. So maybe you could build out a neighborhood page about that and build that relevance between your website, your GMB, and the area that you're trying to target, right? So a couple things. There are some cool extensions that I use. This one right here allows you to, like, when you guys have these extensions running, like you see, I've got a ton of them running here. Like they're running in every tab that I have open, and those will really drain things. But this extension is really cool because it allows you to turn on and off things. It's called, I think it's called like all extensions, extension manager. Okay, so one of the ones for those of you guys that don't have a Majestic account, which I do not, I have just an Ahrefs account. Majestic will give you backlink information. This is a free tool. I've talked about this in the past. You do not need an account for this. You just have to do their verification thing. So come over here and you do authenticate for free, and then they give you the little CAPTCHA, which I am pretty terrible at these things, so we might be here for 45 minutes or so. Nope, got it on the first time. All right, so when you go to this, you can kind of see now, this is pulling the information from Majestic without an account, right? I can see that this is Fat Joe. This is a site where you can buy backlinks. So they have, I think, are pretty good backlinks. I think that they are an expensive choice. You can try and test things on your own. So the way Majestic works is TrustFlow is kind of measuring the quality of links that are linking to Fat Joe. Citation Flow is measuring the quantity. So by that rationale, if you only had good links, then this would be kind of like a 1-to-1 ratio, right? Because you've been increasing both of them at the same time. So that would be best, but it's like, this is still like strong numbers. Usually, if you do your due diligence and you have something like this in a local space, you're going to be doing really well. Like you probably don't need this many links to rank locally. If you do, then you maybe should have chose a better market, because that is a lot. These are logarithmic. So that means they go from 1 to 100. TrustFlow goes from 1 to 100, right? So if I were to go to, let's go to Microsoft.com. All right, and let's look at the Majestic score here. You can see that they have a TrustFlow of 89. I'm actually surprised it's not higher. And then a citation flow of 75. So this is nothing you guys are going to like. You're probably like, there's only a few sites on the internet that are like something like this. So logarithmic, the difference is like the difference between like 1 and 2 is less than the difference between 2 and 3. So as it goes up, it's going to increase by more and more, right? So just kind of keep that in mind when you look at this. If you look at, let's just do like plumbing company, Dallas. Okay, so we'll just pull up some kind of local site here and we'll see what a local site might look like. So that is like if you start to get like into the mid-20s or the 30s, I think that's where the like a strong site kind of begins. I don't see a lot of local lead gen sites that are going to be like in the 40s. If I saw that, I'd be like, wow, they've got some strong links. These are just the strength. They're not giving you an important thing, which is like, are these things categorically related to links? If you had the paid version of the tool, then you could kind of go in and see that. But I think you can, nope, you need the paid version for this, but you can get the summary here. So it's not the only thing to consider, but it is a really good kind of like pulse that you can take on stuff. All right, so let's go back to some of these different things. So the way this works is with Fat Joe, you go in there. I think their links are more expensive I know that this site has been popular for a while, and some people have had success on this. I personally don't use this one anymore because I found other alternatives like what I'm about to share with you guys. Okay, so this next one is No BS. So No BS Marketplace is cool. These links are cheaper, but there is a good strategy that we kind of developed. So the way it works is you go and you say like, hey, I need some links. I think you give them a niche and they're going to give you a bunch of different sites that you can kind of choose from. So basically they're a link broker. Okay, so that means that they are going to go and negotiate things and they're going to upcharge things. They're going to upcharge it. So maybe for them, you're going to pay like $125 for a link, and they're probably making like 80 bucks, maybe 60 bucks, but you get the list of the sites from them and you have the ability to reach out to those on your own and create the relationship with these people. A lot of them are openly selling links. So when you do that, you might be able to get them for like $30 or $40. Guys, you don't need a ton of like strong links when you're trying to rank a local site if you've done your due diligence, right? So it is more expensive in my mind for you to have an asset that's not ranking than it is for you to pay for the things that are going to accelerate the speed of ranking. So, so I think this is a really good way. So you can kind of build up a list. Maybe you get like 20 or 30 sites that you can just kind of always go back to the well and reach out to these sites. And then you're negotiating. So a lot of times you're going to set up a guest post where they're going to insert your link into an existing page, or you can write a page and then they'll post it on their site. So that's generally kind of working one of two ways. So that's either a link insertion or a guest post. So those are good strategies. Another one that we use, if you guys haven't heard of this site, Legit, it's similar to Fiverr, but it's more SEO based. So there's a ton of stuff on here. Like you can see right here, there's like PBN post. There's other PBN posts. There's a variety of quality on here. I'm not going to share with you guys the exact ones that we do, but we've purchased a lot of links and, you know, some various other services off this site. So you can kind of go through and, you know, you can do a search here for a backlink and, you know, look at the reviews. Like this guy has 1,292 reviews. He's a 4.9 ranking, right? So a lot of different ways to get some cheap backlinks. And some of this stuff, I want to warn you guys, some of this stuff can be misleading. So this right here, DA, domain authority, they are selling this stuff based on metrics. And some of these metrics, like when we go through and we see that Majestic ranking or we see our Ahrefs ranking, that's this tool's opinion of the strength of the link that the page that is linking to your site. That is not Google's opinion, right? So these tools are just kind of interpreting, and that leaves it open to manipulation. So these things can be manipulated. Like they can send strong links that don't matter. Google isn't going through and being like, hey, how are we going to rank this site? Well, let's go check on Majestic or Ahrefs. Oh, they have a good DR, so we'll rank. That's not how that works, right? So just be wary of like, this isn't the end all be all just because these are like strong, what appear to be strong links, right? Always pay attention to relevance too. So relevance really comes down to two things. There is like city relevance and there is like niche relevance. So for instance, if I was like trying to land a landscaper or I'm building out a landscaping website in like San Diego, then maybe I want to get a site from like a San Diego area, or maybe I want to get it from a landscaper. Those would be two ways that I could get relevance for that. A strong link for something that's unrelated is still going to have value, right? So one of the things that I want to kind of open up is the opportunity for you guys to start using our group to do link circles. So you guys may have seen these in other groups. So basically how this works is, let's say that like, I know a lot of you guys on this call know exactly what these are, but for those of you who don't, like, let's say that Jeff, myself, Devin, and Neil, and we'll say Craig, we all have like a landscaping site, right? And they're in places all over the country. What you don't want to do is I don't want to link to Devin and then Devin links back to me, because that's just like a link exchange. So we got to be smarter than that, because that's going to just like, Google knows that, and they're going to just discount that link, and it's really going to devalue it. But if Jeff links to me and I link to Devin, and Devin links to Neil, and Neil links to Craig, and Craig links to Jeff, now we have the circle where it's not so obvious. So to do this, we'll give an example format. You can say like, hey, I'm in this city and I would like to, maybe you say, hey, I'm in the landscaping industry and I'd like to have a link circle. So that way you guys have spent the time building this up. A lot of times there will be a requirement, and a lot of times people are using the like Ahrefs ranking of like, hey, I've got a DR, like a domain rating of 10. And if you want to be in this link circle, you have to have at least a 10. So that way someone else doesn't have like a 25 and you've got a 0, and then you're kind of like piggybacking, but you're not really giving any value. That being said, like, I think that's when you do one of these circles, everyone moves up, and like the link may not start out as powerful, but it will become more powerful.